Hey, welcome back to that God Power. This is the channel where we're going to unlock the God Power laying dormant on the inside of you. But first today, we're going to continue breaking down the book of Genesis like we've been doing. We were on chapter 20 last time, so this time we're on chapter 21. Now, chapter 20, it was kind of short and not a lot happened. We just saw the little covenant between Abraham and Abimelech. Chapter 21, this is action-packed, y'all. There's a lot of stuff that happens in chapter 21. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Genesis chapter 21. So, starts off with the Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he promised. She became pregnant and she gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age. This happened just at the time God said it would, and Abraham named their son Isaac. 8 days after Isaac was born, Abraham circumcised him as God had commanded. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born, and Sarah declared, God has brought me laughter. All who hear about this will laugh with me. Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age. So now we've got a new main character born on the scene, and his name is Isaac. Remember, he has a half-brother that's already a little teenager named Ishmael. Ishmael's a teenager at this point, and Isaac is born on the scene. Okay, Sarah is like, she's kind of like in the miracle of it all, because she's laughing like she can't believe this just happened, but it did. So when Isaac grew up and was about to be weaned, Abraham prepared a huge feast to celebrate this occasion. But Sarah saw Ishmael, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar making fun of Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, get rid of that slave woman and her son. He is not going to share the inheritance with my son Isaac. I won't have it. Okay, Sarah saw Ishmael making fun of Isaac, little Isaac. Now, Ishmael's a little older, and this is what kids do, man. So, is Sarah wrong for kicking them out? Kinda, yeah, because she's doing it with her own she's got some animosity against them. But it also makes sense too, because that is her only son, and she doesn't want anybody picking on it, even if it's her husband's son. But anyways, Abraham, this is how he reacted to it. He was very upset. Because Ishmael was his son, and he didn't want to kick his own son out. That doesn't make sense. But God told Abraham, do not be upset over the boy and your servant. Do whatever Sarah tells you, for Isaac is the son through whom your descendants will be counted. But I will also make a nation of the descendants of Hagar's son, because he is your son too. So because Abraham was promised all of these descendants, his son and all of his kids, his son Ishmael, who is not like his main son with his wife, he's going to get the blessing too. So that's a good thing. So Abraham got up early the next morning and prepared food and a container of water and strapped them onto Hagar's shoulders. So he was like, all right, Hagar, it's time to go. And then he sent her away with their son, and she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water was gone, she put the boy in the shade of the bush. Then she went and sat down by herself a football field away, 100 yards away. I don't want to watch this boy die, she said as she burst into tears. So for one, the boy is not that young of a boy. Ishmael is not that young, but he is sick. It looks like he's like dehydrated or something like that. So she was carrying him and she put him down in the bush. But God heard the boy crying, and the angel of God called to Hagar from heaven and said, Hagar, what is wrong? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying as he lies there. Go to him and comfort him, for I will make a great nation from his descendants. Then God opened up Hagar's eyes, and she saw a well full of water right in front of her. She quickly filled her container with water and gave the boy a drink. and God was with the boy as he grew up in the wilderness. So this is some supernatural stuff that just happened to Hagar. Hagar thought it was all over. She was ready to give up, and she just cried out to God, I don't want to see this boy die. And God was listening. God was listening. God heard that, and he was like, bet, you're not about to see the boy die. He sent the angel, which if you look up the word angel, angel means a messenger. So angels are like God's versions of emails, quick messages to us. Boom, straight telegraphs even, you know what I'm saying? So the God was with the boy as he grew up in the wilderness, and he became a skillful archer and settled in the wilderness of Paran. His mother arranged for him to marry a woman from the land of Egypt. So he's about to have a little baddie. Why do I think that why do I think that back in the day all the Egyptian women was bad, bro? Like, I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel that way. Hagar, I know that she reached out for an Egyptian woman for her son because she is Egyptian herself. But in my mind, that's just like, bro about to have a baddies and Ishmael about to have a bad wife. We'll see in a second, but I don't know. I'm just guessing because she's from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? About this time, Abimelech came with Phicol. I'm not going to call him Phicol. I'm going to call him Phicol because Phicol sounds like fecal matter. Phicol, his army commander, to visit Abraham. God is obviously with you, helping you in everything that you do, Abimelech said. Swear to me in God's name that you will never deceive me, my children, or any of my descendants. I've been loyal to you, so now swear that you will be loyal to me and to this country where you are living as a foreigner. So Abimelech recognizes the blessings of Abraham. He goes out to talk to Abraham and is like, yo, I recognize you're blessed by God. Bro, just make sure you don't screw me over, bro. You can live here, you just stay here, just look, man. We good? You good? We good? That's what it's basically saying. And Abraham replied, yes, I swear to it. Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had taken by force from Abraham's servants. And Abimelech was like, this is the first time I've heard of it. I have no idea who is responsible. You've never complained about this before. And Abraham gave some of his sheep, goats, and cattle to Abimelech, and they made a treaty. But Abraham also took 7 additional female lambs and set them off by themselves. And Abimelech was like, why have you set 7 apart from the others? And Abraham was like, please accept these 7 lambs to show your agreement that I dug this well. Then he named the place Beersheba, which means well of the oath. So Abraham was like, bro, since we don't want none of these complications to happen again, your people messing up my people, look, I'm going to give you these 7 extras, and this is going to represent the treaty that we just made. It's not going to happen again. The name was named that because that's where they swore an oath. After making a covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech left with Phicol, the commander of his army, and they returned home to the land of the Philistines. Now, we've heard that. Well, we haven't heard that. We have heard that in a couple chapters back, but we're going to hear that in the future. If y'all know the story of David and Goliath, I believe Goliath is a Philistine. So this is like, when we're understanding the Philistines right now, Abimelech is the king. Then Abraham planted a tamarisk tree at Beersheba, and there he worshiped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in Philistine country for a long time. So let's go ahead and break it down, synopsis style. First thing, we got the birth of Isaac. Then we got Ishmael treating Isaac bad. I think he was just picking on him like a kid would pick on him. But either way, Mama Sarah saw that and did not like that, kicked Hagar and Ishmael out the camp. And now they had to wander aimlessly. Hagar thought Ishmael was about to die, so she was crying. Then the angel heard her and was like, nah, you're good. Ishmael's good. He's about to be straight. God's got him. And then we just learned that Abimelech came back to talk to Abraham so that they can make a treaty. Now, at the beginning of this, I said that they made a treaty. In the last episode, I think I got ahead of myself. In the last episode, they did not make a treaty. The last episode, Abraham deceived Abimelech. This is the one where they make a treaty. So I apologize for misspeaking at the beginning of this episode, but that is the end of this one. In the next one, it's still more action and we got more characters to play with. So we got Isaac and Ishmael, Abraham, Sarah, Lot, Moab. What's the other dude's name? Ben Ami. That's Lot's other kid. We got some characters now. So what is going to happen coming up next? I'm very curious. I hope that you guys learn something. I hope that you do something nice. I hope that you go ahead and say something nice to somebody. Haha, that's something new. But other than that, that's the end of chapter 21. So I'll see y'all again in chapter 22. But most importantly, make sure that you remember that you got that God power. On your heart, tugging on your... Get them.